everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Camilla and today I'm gonna be talking about my favorite Queen song from each album. So as you can probably see from behind me, I'm quite a huge Queen fan, but of course there are gonna be some songs that I prefer over others in the albums, so let's just start. So the first Queen album is Queen. It's an album that I actually really like because I think it's a bit different from the others. It has a much more 70s kind anonymous sound rather than the others. It doesn't sound much like a Queen album, but that is not a bad thing. So it has amazing songs such as Keep Yourself Alive or Doing Alright, but my favorite song from the first Queen album is definitely Liar. Not because it has a great bass line and I'm a bass player. Definitely not. The second Queen album is Queen 2. I mean, the album cover is iconic, but the songs are a little bit less iconic in my opinion. I don't really enjoy this album much, but if I had to choose a favorite song from this album, I would probably say Nevermore. The third Queen album is Sheer Heart Attack, which is amazing to me. It was very difficult to choose. It has Brighton Rock, Killer Queen, Now I'm Here, Stone Cold Crazy, which is amazing. And you know what? I actually like Misfire, but my favorite song from Sheer Heart Attack is probably In the Lap of the Gods, the revisited one. The chorus is just amazing. The third Queen album is A Night at the Opera. It's probably one of the best Queen albums, so this was really hard to choose. I know this album from start to finish. I think I know the lyric of each song in this album. I just loved it. And it was probably the most difficult to choose for obvious reasons. So stated that Bohemian Rhapsody is the best Queen song of all time. I mean, the best song of all time of all bands. I think that my favorite song is Death on Two Legs. So if you've listened to my song Akihabara, you know that I have a thing for songs that are about getting your revenge on somebody and hating other person, and the song does it perfectly. My song, not this one. Jokes apart, I just like the main theme of the song, like the guitar part, and the lyric, it's just 10 out of 10. Now, the next Queen album is A Day at the Races, which again is a great album, but I'm gonna be boring, but my favorite song from A Day at the Races is Somebody to Love. I mean, it's catchy, it has great lyrics, and the chorus, it's amazing, it's insane, and just perfectly simple, and I like that. The next Queen album is News of the World, which is probably my second favorite Queen album. I think I like all the songs. It has All Dead, which, I mean, of course it's sad, but I have cats and I relate to that a lot. Spread Your Wings, amazing. But my favorite Queen song from this album is My Melancholy Blues, which it's blues, I mean, it's beautiful. And I've done a cover of that, so if you're interested, you might check out my cover of My Melancholy Blues. Anyway, the next album is Jazz, which, I mean, again, an amazing album. Is the album that contains Don't Stop Me Now, and that says it all. But I'm just gonna say Jealousy. That's all I have to say, Jealousy. The next album is The Game, which is 80s. Alright, 80s. So, of course, it has a very different sound from the previous album, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad one. But I have to say, my favorite song from this album is Save Me, which is the one that sounds the most like the old albums, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the album is bad. So the next one is Flash Gordon, which I don't think actually counts as an album, so it's a soundtrack, but I think that if I had to choose, I would say Flash's theme. Now we have Hot Space, which again is the ballad album of Queen. I'm not a huge fan, but kind of like Backchat. But I mean, of course, we all know that the best song from Hot Space is Under Pressure, that's obvious. Now we have The Works. It contains so many beautiful songs. It has Radio Gaga, I Want to Break Free, but I think lyrically speaking, and I think musically speaking as well, the best one and my favorite is This the World We Created? And I don't think there is a recorded version that isn't live, because the only one that I can always find is this live version, which I think is from Live Aid or from a show, but it's amazing anyway. Next we have finally my favorite Queen album, which is A Kind of Magic. I just love all the songs equally. I love how much John Deacon was involved in this album. album, and he wrote so many amazing songs, like 1 Year of Love, for example. But my favorite is probably Princess of the Universe. This doesn't make you feel powerful, I don't know what will. The next album is The Miracle, which is a good album, but for some reason I just don't enjoy it much. But my favorite song from this one is, of course, I Want It All, the extended version. The guitar part from the extended version is like probably the best guitar part I've ever heard. The next album is Inuendo. This album is just magical and sad. I mean, this is the last album that Queen published while Freddie Mercury was still alive. It's so sad. I mean, you can feel it in every single song, in every single lyric. I mean, starting from I'm Going Slightly Mad, which I think I always interpreted as Freddie Mercury talking about being sick, and These Are the Days of Our Lives, which is, I think, the most beautiful song that Roger Taylor ever wrote. And Inuendo, to me, is the Bohemian Rhapsody that has never been famous enough. But my favorite song from this album is obviously The Show Must Go On, which again always thought was about Freddie Mercury trying to handle his pain. It's heartbreaking. It's just so powerful. Now we have the last Queen album, which is Made in Heaven. And this album actually contains my favorite Queen song ever. The title is just so true. I mean, it feels like when you're listening to it, it just feels like it's actually made in heaven. I don't know how they made it so magical. Are we gonna talk about Let Me Live, which features Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, and Brian May singing all together? That's amazing to me. I Was Born to Love You, which is beautiful, and this album is just amazing to me. But my favorite Queen song from Made in Heaven, and my favorite Queen song in general, it's definitely Too Much Love Will Kill You. The lyric is so heartbreaking, and the music goes together with it so perfectly. And I mean, I know it was first a Brian May song, and I like the version as well, but I think that the one contained in this album is a little bit better. Yeah, I like sad songs. I think that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just let me know what you think in the comments, and check out my other videos, and I guess I'll see you later. Bye!